Harbor Man is where this got me hosting. All the best in life for free. So why not me? So why not me?
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Spectuur, and today we are back with episode 9? I think episode 9 of Parallel. And today I decided to switch up my recording schedule, and this is what we did last episode up here. This cool little shrubbery over here. I think I might add some here in the garden, because then the garden looks pretty weird without having it, but I can do that in later. For now, we are going to be working not on this, which is what my previous plan was, but over here on the farming area. And I'm going to be building new farms today, and also I'm going to be making this look a little bit better and getting a path set up to get over here. Even though we won't use it much because we have elytra. So this path I'm going to set up, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put it, but I will figure it out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get working on building some farms. And I would do a time lapse, but I feel like this is going to be a very on-off thing, because I'm going to be going to the YouTube video, then back, and that just doesn't work when I have a second account on. So I am going to be building some farms, and I will see you guys once I've finished. I just started building the sheep farm, transporting the sheep all the way. I crafted like 4 stacks of rails, and I'm missing 3. Alright, so it's been a few days, and I haven't finished the actual farm section itself. As you can see, it's still relatively small, but I just wanted to give a quick update and give you guys an idea of what else I'm going to be doing. And this video will probably come out a little bit later than I wanted it to, and I'm already postponing the World Painter video and the episode before this episode, because I want to have enough time to finish all these farms. I might have bit off too much with how much I wanted to do this episode, but honestly, I think it'll be really, really nice. So I'm having a bit of troubles here, but I will explain that in a little bit. So let me go through all of the farms I have made, and we'll start from the latest farm. And the latest farm I've made is this one over here. And this is the shulker box, got all the materials for it. So this is a very simple cow farm. So basically, once this fills up with, I think, probably just like 20 cows. I'll just keep count with the F3 screen. I will destroy these 2 levers, and break these trapdoors, and they will automatically fly out onto the bottom there. And then once they're here, I can click this. They start to die, and then I can just finish killing them with my sword. And so it's really efficient. It's basically the step up from my previous cow farm. It's got like the same type of mechanics, but it's just a little bit more complicated. The farm I built before that one is this, and this looks odd because you don't see, it doesn't seem to be able to do anything, but then you click this, and you can see the piston starts going crazy. You just look here, and hold right click, maybe without the shield. You hold right click looking at the dirt, and you get carrots very, very quickly. Oh jeez, it's loud, so I'll spare you the noise. You get carrots very quickly, and it's lossless. You can see there's no carrots in there because you can pick up everything in that block. Oh, I gotta retail this. Alright, there we go. So on to the next farm. This is the farm gotta fly out now. This is the farm I built just before that one, and this is a melon farm. It's quite obvious. So the way this works is you just do a checkerboard pattern with this, and then once the observer detects that this moved, it means it planted a melon, and it will put a power to this redstone dust and make this piston go down, which will break the watermelon. And then under that, I have a minecart with a hopper going through into here, and it's not a pretty, it doesn't look good right now, but that'll be later in the episode. So once this, I have a little simple minecart unloader, so once it gets here, it'll unload everything that it'll leave. This is how you do it if you don't know how to make one of these. and it waits until the hopper has finished doing this, and then, or like emptying into the composter, and then this will unpower itself, and the repeater will power the redstone torch, and this will go on just like that, and it just goes through, and it'll pick up all the melons. And instead of using this as an actual melon farm, I have a composter, and it will make it so that these melons get turned into bone meal. And I just picked up 27 stacks of bone meal for this nano farm, so we probably shouldn't need bone meal for a very long time. But yeah, so I picked up a bunch of bone meal for this. And yeah, it's a super cool farm, and these trapdoors are around so that blocks don't fly out, but they're still doing it a little bit, which I don't think there's really a fix to, and I'm not bothered by it that much, especially once we have our path up. But yeah, I think it's looking super, super nice. So on to the final farm, or the first farm I built. It is this sheep farm, and it is absolutely amazing. And it's a little bit too good. I'm sure this is the same amount. It's a little bit too good at making this I'm making colored wool, so once it gets filled up, I'm going to remove all the shears in the back, and I haven't replaced the shears once. It's just 5 shears, and it is still going very strong. So this is turned out to be much more efficient than I originally expected. Now, next episode, definitely doing a storage system, because wow, this is bad. I just cleaned up the house a little bit, but everything is a mess right now because I have literally nothing. I have no storage. It's 6 chests, and it's not organized at all. So this is a huge mess. So that will be next episode. So I'm going to go to the flower forest next to Pal's place, and I'm going to build a flower farm there. It's not going to be at the actual farming area because over the ocean, only poppies and dandelions can grow, which is not enough. It's only 2 colors. So I'm going to the flower forest, and I'm going to make a flower farm. Also, I want a cobble farm and a wood farm, which are going to go right here, and a bamboo farm. An automatic bamboo farm that uses a flying machine, and that's going to use item elevators and water streams to eventually go all the way up into our cavern. And I have a huge plan for this area too, but yeah, it's gonna be really cool once I finish it. So it's going to basically go all around here and up into the island, and it'll power my super smelter, which I'm gonna build in a few episodes. I think I'm gonna get working on some farms. I think right now I'm gonna build a snow farm maybe, because those are crazy easy to build. So I'm gonna build that really quick, and I'll see you guys in probably a few real life days. Also, if you see my my game seems a lot different, like it looks brighter, maybe more saturated. It's actually not editing at all. I am using the shader. I'm using shaders right now, and as you can see, it's not type of shaders you think. So if you use shaders, you'll see that there's always these this like off, internal, BSL, and so on. And I've never actually used internal, but I clicked internal, and then over here on the right, I clicked anti-aliasing FXAA 2 times. I just clicked to a random one, and it actually looks super nice. It's very bright, and it makes things like kind of blend together from a distance, and it actually turned out to be really, really nice. So I'm going to keep this for, I mean, as long as I think is a good time to have it. And I guess I'll see where that turns out. So I'm going to keep building, and I'll get right back to you guys once I have a few more farms built and enough for a progress update. So it's been a little bit since the last cut, a few days actually, and we've got a lot done in that time. And so, hold on. First off, this farming area, it's not finished, but it's finished for what I'm doing right now, because it doesn't look as grand as I would like it to, but it's gonna look much more, I guess, grander once I have the iron farm I'm planning on building in. But that's going to be a project for a much later episode, because those things are not only expensive, but they take quite a bit to make, and right now I really just want to get building because I've been building farms for absolute ages. So since you last saw here, I think I've built this villager breeder, which just some minecarts in here go through and we can bring them to wherever we want. And also I've made this stone stone farm. So just do this, go in, and yeah, pretty simple. It's not the most efficient design, I'm sure, but it actually works pretty well. And in that time, I got 25. So, I mean, just an auto clicker there, and I would be fine. And now you're probably wondering what that is right there, and that's the better, I guess, the bigger farm I built out of all of this time. And this is not the actual farm, I swear. This is just 3 blocks. The real farm is down here, and in size, you know, it's not actually that big. But what it is a trident. My egg. How did someone get in there? What? Someone got in. Okay, as I was saying, this is a trident farm, and the way it works is these guys here. Let me just stay out of its pathfinding. Get attracted. They see the egg that's supposed to be there, and then this happens to them. They get shot up and straight into the nether portal, and that's what went wrong. They're supposed to not be able to get there, and then they come to the nether here, where I will kill them from this killing area. So the way I'm gonna be working this farm is I AFK a few hundred blocks above ground, and I just wait for some of these guys to spawn in. They go through, and then they are here waiting for me to kill them. And oh, I forgot, I'm not. Oh yes, I am. Never mind. And so basically, it's a very good farm. It should be very efficient, but I may have forgotten to put some glass on the inside there. So I'm gonna quickly put in some glass, replace the egg that has disappeared somehow, and I will be right back with you guys to show you the other farm that I built. Alright, now that we got that replaced, let me show you what other farm I built. I've actually built 2, and I'm gonna go to the one over here first, and it's not actually in the overworld, it's in the end, and it's a much more efficient XP farm than the gold farm, since we have decided we're going to reset the nether for the 1.16 updates in realms so that we don't have to travel like 10,000 blocks in every direction just to find one of the new biomes. We're going to reset the end, and that way we can have a new biome the second we go into the nether. And that means that my gold farm I built is going to be gone. And I would be more sad about that if it took me longer to build, but it literally only took me like a few hours, so it was good while it lasted. I might AFK there with an auto clicker for a little bit, get enough gold to make a few beacons, and never worry about gold again. But right here is where I was going. It takes a very long time to get to the spawn portal, so I just I found the end portal that was closest to my base. And oh yeah, me and Endor, we fought the Ender Dragon 2 times, and then he fought it 1 more on his own. And we got some more portals in here, although that's kind of useless. And now to the farm that was the most nerve-wracking thing ever to build. It was genuinely terrifying. So here it is. It is this very long leaf bridge out into the middle of nowhere. And if we come down here, you'll see that it looks tiny. And it is tiny. It's a very small farm. But the second... Okay. Let me really quickly do that. The second we come over here, and you'll see there's a ridiculous amount of endermen. So I just have to hit them, and I will be literally overflowing with XP. And I'm charging 10 diamonds just for the other people on the server, so they can use this. And it's a lifetime pass. It's not like every time you come here it's 10 diamonds. It's just 10 diamonds, and you can use this permanently. And let's just say this thing is miles better than the pigman farm. Like, you don't even have to have it in your offhand, because this stuff just circles around you. And, I mean, as you can tell, it's pretty crazy. So, I died, came back here, and this farm, it literally takes 60 seconds in order to get from level 0 to level 30. So if you want a good farm, I will put this tutorial down in the description so you can build it for yourself if you're interested in having a super insane Enderman farm. Now, on to the last farm I built. This is one of the more underwhelming ones, but it is quite far from my home, so let me get there, and I'll show you what this... okay. Yeah, I'll get there and show you what this is. Oh yeah, and by quite far, I meant literally right out my nether portal, because I do it through the nether, so that is faster. And there it is. There's a nether portal for this farm. And it was a little bit of a failure, because I went to a flower forest to build a flower farm. And yeah, it's not exactly pretty. Don't ask what these are from. It's a long story, but basically, how are you dying? I went to this flower forest to build a flower farm, since that's technically the best place to make it, since bone meal should grow more types of flowers, but it didn't, and it only grew 2 types of flowers. So here it is. It's very small, so it's not actually bad that it doesn't work. It's just a little bit annoying. I'm just probably going to build one in every biome, so that whenever I need to die, I can just go to the corresponding biome and use the farm. So the way this works is you just come over here to this lever, flick it, and then stop it, and all of a sudden you have basically unlimited dye. And of course, the one I get is blue and white. Or is this light gray? Yeah, blue and light gray, and apparently white. I don't know where I got this. Blue and light gray, and both of those are... no, the blue is ridiculously easy to get. It's literally lapis, which is the easiest ore to get a lot of. So that was kind of a waste. And I'm not sure why other flowers don't spawn it. If anyone knows, could you tell me? Because I have no idea why this doesn't spawn anything else. But yeah, you know what? This was quite an ambitious episode. I decided to set out and do like multiple days of work, which is like 10 farms, and put it inside of one episode. And you know what? I think it was well worth it, because I'm much more self-sufficient, and what that allows me to do is work on some cool builds instead of working on some boring farms. So next episode, I'm going to be working on my storage system, and so let me quickly get back to my base and explain what my plan for it is. Alright, so as you guys know, I built this huge island in the sky, and it wasn't actually for me to live in, which is why there's basically no house or anything up here. There's just a little tree house. And it turned out absolutely amazing. It looks super cool up here. I mean, we've got like these 3 tree houses. 2 of them are just spiral staircases, and it ended up looking really, really nice. But I didn't actually build this for me to live in. I built this so that we could use it for lore in my future base project, and that is going to be a village that circles around a huge like a replica of this cone that's going in the ground, a huge replica of this cone going in the ground, and it kind of circles around it, and it's a medieval village with like everything a village needs. So basically it's going to be a village that worships this island, and there's going to be green spires going in from the from underground all the way into the side of the island. And I think it's gonna look super, super cool once it's done, but it's a huge project, and it probably won't be finished for most of the season, since it's gonna be like multiple village houses. But it's a good thing that I got all these farms set up, because now I have a steady source of anything I need. So dye, wool, food. I mean, there's pretty much nothing I need to worry about except for building. And that's why in the future I'm also going to build a wood farm, because since most of my builds are going to be wood, and so I'm going to need something to quickly get wood from. Did I show you guys this? I'm not 100% sure if I showed you this. This is a snow farm. You just come up here and spam, and there you go. You get a bunch of snow for free. This block up here is because he was constantly dying to the rain, and I didn't know that they died to rain, so I decided to quickly fix the fact that he was dying. And now for the final part of this episode and that is that you may not hear my keyboard as much as you did previously. And that's because I got a brand new keyboard that is much, much quieter. And now that you're trying to listen for it, you probably will hear it a little bit. It is audible slightly from my microphone, but it's not something that will be heard like constantly, which is great. So I'm going to get AFKing up here. And it was a super productive episode. Hopefully by the time I get back, by the time next episode starts, I'll have 2 tridents, one with Riptide and one with channeling and piercing, is it? I don't even know. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. This is kind of an awkward position to end an episode, but I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.